Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So my name is Sam, and every Wednesday I post more tips and tricks in order to plan your wedding. So make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe down below, also hit that notification bell. It lets you know every single time that I post more tips and tricks. Now, I'm assuming if you clicked on this video, that means that you or someone you know are trying to plan a bridal shower. But unfortunately, with the circumstances now, we can't do that. So I'm going to show you an awesome alternative for a virtual bridal shower. It's going to be so great that we're going to wonder why we didn't do this all along. All right, so let's just start off with, how do you even set this up? How do you even go about starting to plan it and go about this whole fiasco? So basically, you can either use a couple platforms. There's one called Zoom, Google Hangouts, also Skype. I think that there's one now that just came out also. It's called like House Party, I think. Maybe you could use that as well. I haven't ventured into that, but it's definitely something you guys could check out. I suggest Zoom. I'm just very familiar with it. I'm going to walk you guys through quickly how to do that. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up right here. You can use on your phone, tablet, computer. I definitely suggest your computer for the actual event. However, for setting it up, you could use any of those devices. So right when you go ahead, you're going to take a look. The Zoom call is going to be like this blue button with this white camera looking thing. Once you click on that, then you'll just click schedule a meeting. So you could schedule this for really any time that you want. Type in whatever you want. So we're just going to call it bridal shower. Once you do that, then you could just click the start time whenever you want, pick how long you want it. Let's say I want my event to be 2 hours. Pick the time zone, so we'll just leave it as is. Repeat is going to be never, because you're only going to do this event once, unless you plan on having more. I'm not going to put it on my calendar, so I'm just going to put it on none. I will use my personal meeting ID. You can require a password if you want. I don't think it's necessary, but some people just for security purposes want a password. So if you want that, click that. Host video on. If you want your video on, make sure that you click that. Participant video, make sure you click that, because then when everyone joins, it automatically lets them have their camera on. And then from there, I don't enable waiting room. That just means if the host isn't in there yet, it just kind of holds them into this room and you have to accept them. Just a little bit of extra work, so I suggest that you don't enable the waiting room. So then you're just going to go ahead, press done, and you're going to have all the information about it. Here at the bottom, these are going to be the most important things. This link, as well as this meeting ID. These are the things that you're going to put on your invite to show the people essentially how to come to your event. So that's pretty easy. That's basically all that you need to do to set up an event. And then from there, then you could go ahead and send the invites. Now, with sending the invites, make sure that you don't make it any less important than an actual event, meaning that still send actual tangible invites. Now, when you send those invites, you could send them through the mail. Even if you want to do something like an online, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure that it's special. I wouldn't just shoot out a text and be like, hey guys, I'm having a bridal shower this day. Or if you're hosting it for someone, I also wouldn't do that. Make it seem special, make it seem like an actual party. All right, so with that on your invite, you should just basically have the date and time that the event is going to take place. Also, you're going to have that link that I mentioned before. That link you're going to have to make sure to put on there. Also, the meeting ID you're going to want to put, as well as a password if you associated that with the meeting ID as well. After that, you're going to have just a quick explanation on essentially how you go about this, because keep in mind, not a lot of people are tech savvy, so they don't know how to even just click on a link. Now, instead of writing it on the invite, you could even just send it to everyone via email, so all they need to do is literally just click on the link and they'll be able to get in the chat. It becomes so easy that way. So that's kind of a helpful hint that I suggest. Email everyone the link, so all they need to do is click on it and then they go ahead and get access to it. Also, make sure that you put where they need to RSVP on it, and make sure that they put registry details as well. Now, for this, you're going to want to send gifts to the bride ahead of time, or send them to a designated spot ahead of time. So make sure that you put that address. It is not, I know people think that, you know, some of these things are just to get gifts or things like that, so they feel maybe uncomfortable to put that link. However, don't worry about putting the link to the registry. Everyone is in this together, and they know that you're not doing a virtual bridal shower to like get out of seeing everyone. You want to see everyone. So don't be worried about that. But also, this virtual bridal shower is a great way to still interact with your friends and family and still have that like connection where it doesn't just seem like, hey, send gifts here, I'm not going to even have a party, or I'm not going to really do anything. So, all right, so now let's talk about what type of games can you play? How can you make this fun? And also keep in mind that you want to try to limit your guest list for this to relatively small. I know some people have like maybe 80 different people that are going to come to their shower, and that's amazing that you have that many people that want to spend that time with you, but 80 people on Zoom or Skype is a very lot of people, because keep in mind you can't really have side conversations. So there can't be like 3 people here having a conversation and a couple people over here. It's everyone conversing together. So try and keep it a little bit small. Now, if you find that you can't cut the guest list and you're like, I really just want all these people to be there, I really want everyone to feel special, think about separating it, maybe doing like a friends one and a family one. Even just do it on the same day. Do like 1 to 3 be like family, and then 3 to 5 be friends or something. Think about that. Just think about separating it, because, or maybe do one for your bridal party, one for other people, just because it's a little bit harder when you have a large group of people managing them on that platform. So just keep that in mind. But now when you're interacting with them and you're doing all those, you can still play games. Now, when you're at a in-person bridal shower, you do things like bridal bingo or different things of that nature, and you could still do all those. So, for example, the first game that I suggest is this thing, bridal bingo. I don't know if you guys could see that, but bridal bingo, this sheet I just got online. Now, obviously, for in-person, you could hand these out to everyone, but online, how do you get these to everyone? So, if you decide that you want to do actual invites that you mail, just put this inside and mail all the games with the invite. So have the invite on the top and mail them out. Now this one's kind of big. Maybe you want to get one that's a little bit smaller so you don't have to pay extra postage for a larger mailing, but still just keep that in mind that you can mail it with that. Now, if you don't, you could always just send this out via like a digital email, and people could print it, or people could just write if they have tablets, or even they could just write on a separate piece of paper. Now, in addition to that, there's so many other games that you could buy online that are the printed copies, and you could still send those out to everyone. For example, something like this. This was like, guess more information about the bride. So we did this at my bridal shower. It basically says like, what is her middle name, when's her birthday, favorite food, favorite color. Obviously, you as the bride, you'll fill this out ahead of time, and then people could type in their answers. Now, with Zoom, there's a great feature that allows people to type in their answers, so you don't have everyone talking at once. But if people do want to talk, they absolutely can, as well as when the person talks, it puts just that person big on the screen. So everyone knows and everyone can see who's talking. Because if you have 20 people, it's hard to have all 20 images on the screen, but you may have a couple, and then I'll just make that one big of the person that's speaking. So Zoom is really good for that. That's why I mentioned that before. So now just a couple other games that you could do, like things like, what do you know about the bride? Also like he said, she said, meaning you could ask questions to the bride and groom prior and ask everyone the responses. Again, they could type it in the chat, or they could just go ahead and even just write it on a piece of paper. So everyone could have a piece of paper, write their answer, and just kind of hold it up, and you could see everyone's answer. That's also a great way of going about it. Now, for those games, typically you have prizes, but it's going to be really hard to do prizes with a virtual atmosphere. You don't need prizes. It's not a necessity. But if you really, really do want to still do prizes, you could always do an gift card. Now, an gift card, it could be even just sending like $5 gift card to Dunkin' Donuts to someone, or you could send bigger. It doesn't matter the amount that you send, but for each game, you could get the email of the person that won, and then go ahead and after the event or during the event, whatever's comfortable for you, you could go ahead and send that information over to them, and then they get a prize. So even though it might not be ideal, you can't give favors out to everyone, you can't do all of those fun things that you could do at a normal bridal shower, but also keep in mind, this party is going to save you a little bit of money too. So definitely always try to think on the bright side for things. Try and be happy, even though I know it stinks that it can't be everything perfect of what you imagined. It's still a great alternative. If you're hosting this for someone, or even if you're hosting it for yourself, don't make it any less special than what it should have been on the actual day. meaning that still go ahead, print out invites instead of doing just that text message like I mentioned before. Also, go ahead and decorate your house. Even don't feel weird if it's your own house. Feel free to decorate behind you, put like a banner that says bride to be, things like that. Even also dress up yourself. So get in like nice apparel. Even on the invite, you could put a dress code. Trust me, it's not weird. You could put a dress code, tell everyone to dress up a little bit, and then it'll look a little bit more presentable when everyone comes on. Everyone's in nice dresses, everyone has their makeup, their hair done. It just makes you feel like everyone spent some time and got ready for this event rather than just crawled out of bed 5 seconds ago and logged on and joined the event. It makes the bride feel a little bit more special. Now, with making the bride feel special, if you are hosting this for her, what you could do is you can have the gifts sent to your house ahead of time. It's kind of a quick pro tip. You could get the gifts sent to your house, the person that's hosting, instead of her house. Then you could go ahead and wrap them and you could deliver them to her house. So instead of just having her periodically get a bunch of gifts mailed to her house and her just having them stacked up and also not having any of them wrapped, you could go ahead and you could wrap them. Obviously a little bit of extra work for you, but it makes it that much special for the bride on the given day. Now also you can make like a common theme between everyone or among everyone, and for example, on Zoom, you could actually change the background. So let's say you have my background, like it has pillows and things like that. You could go ahead and put like a bridal background. So you could go on Canva, you could go on a whole bunch of other websites and make a background that says like so-and-so's bridal shower. And then everyone could go ahead and put it as their background. So it looks uniform. It looks like everyone kind of prepared for this and was excited for this. So that's one way to make it seem a little bit more uniform. Also, you could make everyone like the same cocktail on maybe your invite. You could put a recipe for a cocktail or have everyone get the same food or maybe dress in the same color. Everyone wears the bride's favorite color and the bride wears white. Just something to make it feel special and make it feel like everyone put in extra effort for this day. So the bride feels really good about it. So with that being said, that's pretty much our tips on, how to host a bridal shower, also how to go about it. Let me know if you guys have any other ideas on how to host a bridal shower, because I haven't actually hosted one myself, but I know a bunch of friends that have, and a bunch of friends that have done this, even for baby showers too, and there's so many awesome things. Like I'm even thinking about maybe in the future when I have a baby and things like that, just doing one of these showers. It becomes a lot less work. You get to be in the comfort of your own home. So there's definitely a lot of positives to it. Obviously there's some downsides, but in the grand scheme of things, again, we got to think on the positive, and this is an awesome alternative. So if you thought some of these tips were helpful, make sure that you like this, make sure you subscribe down below, click that notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!